one thing we do know is going to happen that I feel like Mayor Pete Buttigieg made this point well, that no matter who gets the nomination, Donald Trump will say they're a socialist.
Yeah.
And how do you,
if he is identified, if he goes, this is from the latest crosstabs on the poll. Crosstabs are the explanations behind the numbers that we report. If the president runs against somebody who can be reasonably identified as socialist, there is no punchline on this, by the way. I know that face. It's not going to be funny.
It's going to be good. Yeah.
Then he wins by at least 6 points. So Pete Buttigieg, who is obviously very smart, is right about that, and we see it in the numbers. Make your point.
Well, my only point was, how do you defend against? You're going to run against a person who is not going to make his decision. He will call Pete Buttigieg a socialist just as much as he will call Bernie Sanders a socialist.
Yes.
Even though that they are very far apart, I would think, insofar as how they view themselves. So how do you protect against a guy who basically is playing by back alley rules?
Here's the answer. Well, one, that is not new in politics. Labels are very helpful as a point of persuasion and as a point of opposition. But the goal is, you call me what you want. I'm talking to them. Yes, I hear him, especially in this coming election. I hear him. He's noise to me. I want to talk to you. This is what you need to know about me. This is what I know about you. This is why I'm doing this. Let him say what he wants to say. That's the goal. Will you be able to achieve that? It's difficult. You will have a harder time doing it if you haven't gotten ready for it. If you want to have a meaningful discussion about race in this country, which is so hard because what we forgot isn't that we have these problems in this society, is that we forgot that we had been trying to change culture to suppress the animus. That we're not going to give you an audience if you want to say ugly things. We're not going to play into your division. That's what has returned, not the problems. So if you want to have a meaningful discussion, but people have had to watch months of you almost play the same issues out with your own people who are supposed to be opposing what is on the other side of it, you don't think there's going to be fatigue? You don't think that when you get to the general, you're not allowing your opponent to say, but Seth, you call everybody this. You say everybody's a racist. You say everything's racial. You know, when does it end? Why mitigate the strength of something that matters so much just for political convenience and advantage right now? I really don't get where their heads are at, hence my closing questions.
You've got Booker, you thought did a good job last night. You thought Castro did a good job last night.
That's what the Iowa caucus voters said. I have no opinion.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I don't like. Here's what I don't like. I'll be honest. It'll stay in this room. The idea that, look, man, you got to pick your spots and why you're going to attack. I know Cory Booker. He's a man of integrity. He believes in public service. He's very smart and very committed. You're going to go after Biden about his record. You have one too. You were the mayor of Newark. Very tough city, inherited big problems. The crime bills that you're talking about were about big problems that came from cities like Newark all over the country. There were things that didn't happen the way you wanted them to. There were things that happened the way Biden did. If you're attacking yourselves on that level, again, it is time wasted that you could have been going after your real opponent, as you say, and you are weakening both of yourselves, potentially, because you're allowing the opponent eventually. Let's say Cory Booker, Senator Booker, gets it. You don't think that the opponent's going to say, oh, yeah, I saw you on the stage there with Biden. I remember him saying that you were a terrible mayor. You couldn't take care of anybody. You did a lot of stop and frisk. You're giving ammunition to your opponent. They keep saying we don't want to fight with each other, and then that's exactly what they do.
So do you think they should behave the same way you're arguing they will have to behave when it's up against Donald Trump and do the same thing, which is when they get asked a question that specifically mentions what an opponent has said, even in a Democratic debate, be like, you know what, I'm not here to talk about what...
First of all, that's what they all have always done. There is a misconception, I believe, in the party right now about what they need to be proving to you guys. I think if they were more like Brother Quay over there, they'd be better off. The simplicity of his shirt gives a complete message.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go. There you go.
When did you hear that? When did you hear that in earnest last night? When did somebody... Just think about how you'd feel, okay? If I asked the question, so, Seth, you going to tax the middle class or not? How are you going to pay? You going to tax the middle class? And he's like, well, maybe, but no. But see, and I want you to understand this. In the plan on page 19, I say that I'm going to get to it on page 27. And what's that? You know, that's what you saw last night, right, going on. Yeah. But imagine if, look, here's what I want to achieve with it. What we have now isn't enough. What we have now have people not being covered. What we have now is financial insecurity. We have to get back to covering more people and doing it in a way where the companies win less than you do as the patient. And that's what I'm going to spend my time doing. I have a plan with how to do it. We'll figure out how we get it done exactly once I get there. Are you unsatisfied?
That was very satisfying.
One guy. One guy, everybody else stays home.
That's great.
4 more years. Settled. Next
Okay.
question.
That's John Delaney numbers out there.
That's right.
I want to ask one last question because you are also finding some time for a little recreation. You were fishing.
Yes.
This is a fluke that you caught.
No, it was completely intentional. Come on, a little bit of you.
I feel like
a little bit. You like
I feel
it.
like you set me up. I feel like I'm going to find out later this is just Photoshop. That was
It is.
a sea bath.
I only wear this suit. I don't know who that
It was
is.
weird. Did you know that you didn't cover up your bicep with the fish? I know I know you're real shy about your arms.
My arms are like my least impressive part.
Oh boy. Get out of here. Chris Cuomo, everybody.